What up, world? It's your man Ampersand of the Genius Party. You're now rocking with me. It's another episode of What's the 404? Today we gonna be covering, we already went through on the first episode the evolution of the SP404 from the original OG 404 to the SX to the A and finally to the prestigious MK2. But on this episode, we're going to get into the reasons why I personally love the 404. So let me give you a little bit of backstory. My introduction to the 404 was completely through my homie Streety Baby, Sarah the Instrumentalist. You know what I'm saying? They were some of the first people that I really noticed with the machine. And that's all due to Controller Rise, events like that. Because my homie Streety Baby was up there performing, and doing his thing like he always do. Shout outs to you, Streety Baby. But I was actually tired of lugging around like my MK2 and trying to just, perform different places and all that other stuff, especially since the MK3 hadn't dropped yet. And there's no dual RCAs or dual quarter inches that I could just plug into a mixer and go. I would have to go straight off of my laptop with the hardware to get all of the precision that I wanted to, perform in live. So when I saw the homie Streety Baby with the 404 SX, I believe, yeah, man, like I decided I had to get one because like performance wise, it just made sense. And I also like what confirmed it for me was actually watching Sarah the Instrumentalist and her journey getting into live performance. And, she was, rolling with the machine as well. And then she got the 404 and, it's history from there. So right now I'm going to take you through a few reasons why I, enjoy the 404 and why I love using it. Excuse me for a second. Hold on. Y'all know I love to have my little drink today. I'm just sipping on a little bit of pomegranate tea with a little bit of apple spice, flavors in it to it. You know what I'm saying? So, hold on for a second. Yum. All right. So the first reason why I love this machine is because it's just easy to use. You know what I'm saying? One of the strongest aspects about the 404 MK2 is how intuitive it is. You know what I mean? The layout, the design, it makes it easier to just jump in and start creating without needing to, overthink the process. Again, it was really about creating with less. So like they just give you the bare bones and then whatever you put into it is whatever you put into it. But I will say this. If you're coming off of using another sampler like an MPC or a machine or even like software like Fruity Loops or, anything like that, there might be a bit of a learning curve with it. So, be mindful of that. You will have to do a little bit of digging and studying because, while it is easy to use, you got to stick with it like anything else in life. Performing on it is so easy to do. Like I said, I came up watching Streety Baby and Sarah the Instrumentalist doing their thing with it, and it just seemed like it would just like turn on, touch, and go. You know what I'm saying? The effects are super easy to use, and they're a major highlight for me to just access a whole different way of performing and just rather playing your beats, and like it adds a little bit of flair to your performance. So I'll go through a few of like some of my favorite effects as well, just to let y'all know what I personally use. But again, there's 30 plus effects up here that you can use, not to mention how you utilize the bus system, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So one of my favorite joints to use while I'm performing is, of course, the DJ Effects Looper. It's great for, transitioning or drops or adding different movements into what you're doing as far as, like performing. And I'll, give you a little bit of, an example of that. Let's get it started. So again, that's the DJ Effects Looper. Again, it allows you to manipulate the sounds in a unique way where like you can actually have turntable like effects, like powering down the song or making it sound like the turntable is like powering off. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a really cool effect I like to use in live performances. Also like the chopping or like repeating, looping at different intervals. And they do it even by like what the length seconds and milliseconds. Like it gets again very, very precise, which is one of the reasons why I love this particular effect. And again, you'll see a lot of SP404 users use it. Probably all of them, if I'm being real with you. All right. So another effect that I really enjoy using on this particular machine is the scatter effect. Now, the scatter effect, what that essentially does is it allows you to create rhythmic variations and a glitch style texture to whatever you're doing, right? So like if I wanted to give you an example of that, we can do that with my voice. So add it on right now.
And scatter everything that I sound. It's kind of, and you can actually pull all of and the
It's weird, but I'm gonna actually go into like another. Let's play that same beat again. Right now, if I wanted to add the scatter effect to that, again, it adds different rhythmic textures, like especially glitchy styles, like, and you can get as in depth as you want. And then jump right back out of it or jump right back into it. You know what I'm saying? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the scatter effect. Another effect that I really enjoy using whenever I'm performing is the backspin effect. Now, again, the backspin effect is it's the classic DJ style rewind effect that you would normally hear DJs use, on, remixes, tracks, to transition into something. So I'm going to show you again using this, flip of Anita Baker song, Good Love. All right. That's the backspin right there in effect. And again, ladies and gentlemen, that is the backspin effect. All right, so the next effect that I personally enjoy using is called the Kodama effect. And basically, what that does is it gives you this unique tonal effect that adds character and depth to sounds. Like it uses a little bit of reverb, definitely delay. But it's cool. It's actually the thing that I use in my voice whenever I want to, make things sound big and dynamic, like so. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a great effect to use. Definitely with the vocals. Also, if you want to transition out of a song, right? So like let's do that again with Anita real quick. All right, and the next effect and the last effect that I'm going to go through in this video is the 404 vinyl simulator effect. So basically, it just gives you, it gives your samples or your songs, whatever you're playing, a very warm, vintage texture that mimics, analog records or vinyl records, excuse me. So yeah, here we go. This is exactly what it sounds like. It sounds like, you're listening to an old vinyl record with like all the warmth and everything like that. So if you want to hear it on a song, just this nice warm texture, and you have so much control over the noise. You can change the fluttering, the frequencies on it. And like even the warping on the record. You know what I'm saying? Really good stuff. Really good stuff. But again, we got to keep it moving. All right. So the next thing I love about this is actually the workflow of the 404. Mostly I use it for performances and things like that, but I do occasionally make beats on it. And I want to do more of that. You know what I'm saying? At least make a whole project off of it. Because again, it really is a great tool to use. I would say the workflow of the 404 MK2 is very smooth, very efficient. And again, really easy to use. It allows you to come up with your ideas and bring them together to quickly create something, that hopefully you're proud of. You know what I'm saying? The pattern making on it is like really dope. I mean, there's some people that like things about it and some people that don't, but of course that's with everything in life, right? But for me, building patterns is really straightforward, right? Like you pick your BPM and then, you hit record and then you go. Like that's literally how it goes for me. Also with the 404 MK2, sample chopping is so easy and really smooth. And honestly, the sampler is extremely powerful, especially with the new OLED screen that allows you to, actually like manipulate and edit the waves visually. You know what I'm saying? Not just audibly, but it's also makes it very easy to break down each of the chops and then assign them to pads. Like it's literally like 1, 2, 3. Like it's that simple. But again, if you're coming off of another sampler, there might be a bit of a learning curve to it. Now, sequencing on this thing, very tight, very reliable. Whether you're sketching out ideas, just building skeletons of like the beats that you want to make, or either you're building like full compositions, arranging things on the 404 is extremely intuitive to me personally. Again, that's one of the reasons why I love the workflow of it. It just seems very like natural to me. But overall, the workflow supports fast idea generation, and it keeps, me and, other creatives like me that enjoy this machine in a creative flow state that we need to be. I like to call it the zone. That's really what the workflow does for me personally. So again, yeah, that's reason number 2, the workflow. Reason number 3 would be DJ mode, right? DJ mode is extremely versatile and allows you to DJ your own sets off of the 404. And I don't mean necessarily just like going from pad to pad to pad. I mean like literally DJ, like using the knobs and the velocity sensitive pads to actually turn the 404 into your own DJ MIDI controller. You only have 2 decks to work with, so there's that, but that's all you really need, right? DJ mode adds another layer of versatility, making this machine into something more than like a sampler or a beat machine. DJ mode provides an extremely useful application for live performance, practice sessions, hybrid setups in very unique ways. All you have to do is import any of your audio if you're using physical like files off of the 404 onto all the pads, and you can recall them to each and every like to your deck 1 and deck 2 in DJ mode. Again, it's super simple, super easy. You just load them up and then you play and then you transition using the knobs at the top, the volume faders. And also there's a crossfader in here too. I don't normally use that when I'm in DJ mode, but it's something that I am going to start learning how to use. So yeah. And that's just, again, like the overview of DJ mode. Now, I know I make it sound easy to do all this, but again, if you're new to DJing, it's going to take some getting used to, especially, or if you're used to using MIDI controllers, it will take some getting used to. But like if you're familiar with the concepts, you'll pick up on it real quick. But again, it's all going to take practice, right? But since the MK2 is super light, super portable, it makes practicing simpler and more convenient to anybody that decides to, use it. Also, last 404 day, the good people at Roland dropped a new update that would allow users to actually plug in their 404 into their laptop and use it in conjunction with Serato DJ. And that was a huge game changer. In my opinion, the SP404 integrates well with the Serato DJ software. All you have to do is just, plug in your USB-C port back here into your laptop, and, it's go mode at that point. Serato DJ effects are, available to you while you're using it, as well as the onboard effects on the 404, which makes it an even bigger powerhouse. You are also able to access streaming platforms, libraries, playlists, like Tidal or Spotify, as well as your own physical library on your laptop. Also, you can be as hands-on or hands-off of the 404 as you'd like, by utilizing the 404's pads and knobs to control like volume, fader positions, triggering samples, creating your own cue points, and even stem control. And with its new OLED screen, you can still see your track information and, your effects parameters, as well as, monitor what you're doing between deck 1 and deck 2. Again, like I said, when they dropped this, it was a real game changer, y'all. And, you start seeing, other like companies like Akai now implementing this in their systems. So, shout outs to Roland. Like, they truly are visionaries over there. But most importantly, the 404 is compatible with DJ Serato Lite, DJ Serato Pro, and Serato Studio. If you want to have a production machine as well as something that will allow you to actually like DJ, you might want to look into this machine. I think you'll like what it offers you. The fourth thing that I like about the 404 is its bus system. The bus system is extremely robust. It's extremely flexible, allowing you to route all of the audio to wherever you want it to go to. The 404 MK2's audio system is extremely flexible, and with their bus system, it allows you to utilize not one, not two, not three, but four effects buses. Bus 1 and Bus 2 are specifically used for performance effects, like things that you can do on the fly, like effect, or the DJ effects looper. Now, Bus 3 and 4 are mainly used for mastering and output processing. You can route sound individually and assign each pad or even external inputs, like my microphone, to a specific bus. This one is specifically on number 2. Essentially, what this means is that you can use Bus 1 and 2 for real-time control and apply and tweak effects on the fly in the groups of sounds that you're using while you're performing. And Buses 3 and 4 can be used to shape the overall sound of the music that you're playing, whether you're using Bus 1 or Bus 2 or not. With this system, you can chain effects, you can stack effects, you can run the effects parallel to other effects paths inside of this machine. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. If you wanted to run external audio sources, like again, like my microphone or a guitar or a keyboard, they make it very easy for you to just tap into the second bus and send that instrument or the sounds from it straight into the 404 again, or even record players, making it easy to sample whatever it is that you want to, sample into this box and then manipulate it in the ways that you want that are going to make your sound your sound. You know what I'm saying? Like the bus system, again, super robust. I love it. And I use it all the time. Like, I even use it for my own drops. Excuse me. Again, you can mute buses 1 and 2 because they're the effects that you would use on the fly for performances. But also, those effects do pass through into buses 3 and 4 as well to give you unique options to shape your sound the way that you want to shape your sound. And now the final reason that I love this machine so much is because of the customization options. With this machine, you can customize like the boot up screen and make it, say whatever you want to say, or have cartoon characters. Like I have like Goku uploaded in here, and even the screensavers, like it's him kind of like just jumping around as well. They also have some really dynamic ones inside the machine itself. So like you don't have to do this if you don't want to. But again, that's part of the reason why I love it, because like I love customizing my machines and my stuff. But again, like that's the reason why I love the customization side of all of this, because I can customize the knobs, I can customize the pads, I believe, even my skin. I designed my own skin, and I had a homie print it out for me and everything like that. I've been rocking with it ever since. And don't get it twisted though, you don't necessarily have to design your own. There are plenty of places where you can order the knobs, you can order like custom skins, you can give your own design skin and they'll print it out for you and tell you how to like apply it onto the 404. There's different color selections as well with the different pads. Normally I use the colors to represent whatever bus the samples are on, right? Like, so my main songs are always going to be purple. My drops and things like that are going to be yellow. But you can do that with all of the colors. And, it just makes performing, it allows you to customize even your performance and how that even looks and translates physically on this board. And you can do that with every pad, like not even just one of the banks. You can do it with all of them individually if you like. I don't normally go that far. I like to keep it simple. Bottom line though, this machine is extremely customizable and you can make it whatever you want to make it. And that's one of the reasons why I love it. Now, if you want some places to find like custom skins or knobs or anything like that, it's just one Google, search away. However, I'm going to provide you some websites that you can go to get your custom skins or knobs. Some of them you may know, some of them, maybe not. Even with the OLED screens, like the customizable parameters of that, like they even offer some of those things that you can just upload into your 404 via your SD card port. And then, all you have to do is follow the directions and you're good to go. And it's not even necessarily a 5-minute process. So it's really easy to do, but onto the websites, right? cremacafe.shop is one, beatbroski.com, mpcstuff.com. That one's legendary. I've been shopping there for a while, not just for 404 stuff, but like when I was customizing my machine as well. xpowerdesign.com. That's where I got these metal knobs. They're beautiful, gold plated. It's me. and I love that about it. You know what I'm saying? And also, Etsy. There's always stuff on Etsy. So, check out those websites if you're interested in getting some custom skins, knobs, or even OLED screensavers and startup images. All in all, these are just a few of my favorite things that, I love about this machine. If you'd like to learn more, let me know in the comments or, hit my DM. And I'll be glad to make content around that because, I'm going to keep doing this for a minute. Not with just the 404, but with, other machines, because like I'm a gearhead. I love it all. So I want to learn as much as I possibly can. And if you're like me, you probably want to stick around and join me for the ride because there's a lot to learn. But yeah, my name is Ampersand, and this is What's the 404. Y'all take it easy. Peace.